Listen, don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. Don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. Good morning, everybody. Hi. How are you all doing this morning? I can't hear myself because I have my headphones on. So if the audio sounds really bad, I apologize first and foremost. Mainly because I have been sick for the past week or so. I think I started on the Sunday, and I was getting better about Wednesday or so, and then Thursday came about and work was hell. So yeah, I just kind of went off the rails a little bit when it comes to sickness and getting better, and my sleep schedule has been off. All my schedules have been off, so forgive me for that. So I'm gonna try not to sniffle or cough. I'm really trying just to keep it down here, so I apologize for that. So, welcome back to the podcast, and from where I left off, I was going to say, are we ready for this? Are we ready to talk about the bassman himself, Geoff Castellucci? That's a name that just rolls off your tongue, doesn't it? Like, when you really hear it, you're just like, wow. It's really, really nice. Yeah, and to start the day off, what am I drinking? I'm drinking plenty of water because I didn't drink enough for the past 2 days because I was stressed and didn't take care of myself. And I have coffee. There you go. The inaugural slurp of coffee, if you will. Yeah, see, like it's right there. I'll have to edit that out at some point. So yeah, got my coffee, got my water. So we are talking about Geoff. So I have my computer in front of me here, and I am just going to go find a good picture of him, which, doesn't do him any justice because, Google Images is not going to give me what I need. So Google Images, stop it. Okay, that one will work. I'll pull up the one from 16 tons here. Oof. I gotta control myself here. So, when I first figured out, when my brain finally processed that he was, in fact, the bass of VoicePlay, it threw me for a whirl, really, because I was like, this guy's voice, from first hearing it blind, I was like, this guy may be, and I don't know if it's actually correct, so don't quote me on this, but he sounded very, like, to me, because I was a noob, he had sounded a lot deeper than Avi Kaplan, because I had kind of started out with an Avi Kaplan crush, because I was like, okay, never knew that a voice could hit those depths, right? And then so, yeah, Avi Kaplan was like my first bass crush, and then I heard Geoff before. I think it was, again, I just get stuck in these wormholes of YouTube, and then I think it was like a compilation vid of like, or it could have been one of those bass battle videos where it was like, like, yeah, who can outdo who, and who has the lower range out of who, and it's like, quit with that, because all of them have their own special, they all have their own special range, I think, and their own way of singing. So, I'm not gonna take that away from them for sure. My God, he's staring at me so intensely right now. Am I doing well so far, bud? Am I doing well? Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'll probably maybe add the picture in the video later. I don't know. Well, this isn't video, but I'll add it maybe to the podcast thing so that you guys get an idea of what I'm talking about. Y'all already know which picture I'm using here, so... Okay, so Avi Kaplan, first base crush. Her Geoff... I can't remember exactly what note or what song he was singing at the time, because that was a while ago. And then I was like, oh, like this guy's voice is kind of... It's different... In a way that I was like, oh, because I was like, okay, he's bass, and then I was like, I wasn't thinking about bass singers at the time. I was just like, okay, he can sing low. That's cool. But then, I think, well, because like once I got onto the VoicePlay train, and again, I've been stuck here ever since. Oh, pardon me, burped. Oh my god, that was gross. Probably my cough medicine and vitamin C supplements wreaking havoc on my system. Anyway, yeah, so VoicePlay train was stuck, and then completely moved on to kind of learning more about the boys of VoicePlay, and the men, rather, I should say. And I kind of just looked into his background a little bit, and they didn't give a whole lot, because it was just like some random site that was like, oh, we're just gonna put random information about this musical artist, and you're just gonna, you know, be able to discover them on your own, basically. And I didn't even go to his website, because I don't think... Oh, it was... I think it was famousbirthdays.com. Oh, the picture got updated on this thing. Okay, because before it had... it's got, like, the picture of him from Country Roads. And, but before, it had a picture of him, like, short-haired. So it was pretty funny. And I was like, oh, okay, he looked very different. So then, yes, he was born in Virginia, lives in Orlando, Florida. Duh. He's turning 41, you guys. 41 in 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. I can't believe it. Like, it's not even possible. I think he has, like, that case of Benjamin Button syndrome, where it's like every day he gets older, he always looks younger. So, I don't know. He's a Virgo, which I always thought that he was an Aquarius for some reason, so that just goes to show you how well I am at horoscopes and astrology. So, and the description is actually pretty cute, because it's like, member of the a cappella group VoicePlay who acts as the human bass guitar. I do agree with that to a fault, but it's also like, it keeps you guessing, because it's like, if you dig deeper into this man's range, bass guitar doesn't even sum it up at all, like, at all. So I never watched the sing-off religiously, and I never discovered them through the sing-off. I just knew after the fact. I think it was when I was watching their cover of Talk Dirty with Philharmonic, that when they said, it's like, oh, we're the people who sent you home from the sing-off, but yet they're still sitting beside each other in mutual respect and love out of each other as artists. They're sitting there and they're you know, like they're just like, hey, you sent us home, but it's okay, we'll still, you know, do the song with you, whatever. That's good coffee. Yeah, and then, you know, kind of from digging deeper, I found out that he worked at Universal, and then also Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review show, which, crazily enough, my now ex, actually was in Orlando a couple years back, and he said he might or might not have been able to have attended that show, not even knowing who he was. And I, wasn't huge on a cappella groups at that time either, but it was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I was in Orlando. I probably watched that show. And it was like, well, who'd he play? And I'm like, well, he played Frankenstein. And he's like, yeah, I probably might have been there. And I'm like, oh, well, good for you. Anyway, so yeah, I could go on forever, and I'm getting, kind of sidetracked. So then my love of him started, just genuinely throughout, just kind of as VoicePlay started to get more popular with me, and my love for them started to kind of grow up a little bit. My love for him kind of took off extensively. And then, kind of read up about Kathy, read up about cute little William. Oh my goodness, that little heart stopper. He's just so adorable. And Kathy, amazing woman, amazing woman. I cannot say that enough. She's warrior. She is powerful. She is amazing. And Geoff is very, very deserving to have her in his life and to be a part of it. I will get into her later. I'll probably another episode, maybe. I don't know. I've been too sick to even think, so I've been trying to kind of get back things rolling to try to distract myself from other things. Pardon me if I'm sniffling and clearing my throat a lot, because I have something happening in there, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's get back on track here. So, Geoff. I was kind of heavily inspired by him, for those of you who don't know. Because when he started talking about if females can do the subharmonics technique, I was like, can we do that? And from you guys probably watching all of my parody vids on my YouTube channel, you would see that it is possible. It is. I cannot do it today because I don't think my voice is good and healthy enough for it. Water. Yeah, I kind of, for the first year back in July, because it's been a full year since I started kind of practicing with it and just kind of exploring my lower range. And, once you finally actually get that eureka moment when you actually hit it and you're like, oh my God, I've actually done it. It's like, I don't know. It's just that feeling that you've progressed in some way. And, yeah, for me, I mean, it was like, because I always knew that I was a lower voiced person. Very tomboyish in my younger years. I mean, I'm still young, but I feel old. I'm mentally old. Yeah, was always lower. Tomboy, did not do the clicky girl thing. God, no. I would not be caught dead doing that. And then, because I kind of wanted to explore just more of like, because I knew that I could sing a little bit, and I was singing throughout, my teenage years, and there's no professional, I've had no professional guidance, lessons, teachers, coaches, you name it, have not had it. I've just kind of done it by my own experience and my own taste, and just, knowing what to do and also knowing what not to do. And I've also managed to, I think, one of my biggest regrets of this whole entire thing is I didn't research enough into how much damage you can put on yourself for straining your voice and also pushing to get that clarity or pushing to get those notes out. There would be times when I, sing at the blazing hell out of my lungs, doing, like high D's and high G's. Not that I knew what the hell those were at the time, but now that I know, I'm like, oh my god, my voice was like completely scratchy after that, and I'm like, I probably damaged my voice a little bit more than I was willing to let myself to believe, because I did not research I didn't research it at all. But thankfully, my voice is pretty good, and I had stopped singing for maybe a couple of years, like not completely, but I stayed kind of in my middle range just to where it was more comfortable for me. And then I'm like, that's it. You got to kind of start with that comfortable area first and then work your way either up slowly, depending on where you feel about things. Like, I am not soprano. God, no. I've tried singing Celine Dion. No. And then, like with the lower register, like probably my lowest, I think, is, on a good day, it can be about an F. But anything lower than that, I have to work on it, and sometimes it just sounds crackly as hell, so it's like, no. And I think, pardon me, confidence has a way to do with it, because in the past 7 months I've gone through a lot of stuff. Hey, give me my picture back, computer. Don't go to sleep on me and think that I can't look at pictures of Mr. Handsome Lucci. Yeah, so okay, well, now I'm distracted by his beautiful face. Oh, I just found the picture that was on that website that I was talking about earlier. So, let's look at the one from Bridge Over Troubled Water. Yeah, so handsome. Okay, so where was I? What was I doing? Coffee. Coffee is always good. Yep, see, there we go. I'm distracted so bad. That slurp was for you, buddy. You're the one who taught me how. Yeah, so, learning about my lower register, learning more, to feel more comfortable in my singing, and also to feel more confident in singing, because I never used to sing in front of anybody. I used to be very shy, very coy, very, keep to myself, because I was like, I got bullied like crazy. Not for singing specifically, but specific okay words. And there was this one girl that I had in my high school class, and she was a total diva. She's grown up since then. We talk. We were very mature with each other, but she was this absolute diva, because she thought that, like, oh, my parents are paying for vocal lessons and, I can hit anything. But I'm like, I've never had a professional coach in my life, and I can tell you, not that I ever would, but your singing sounds like stuff. Yeah, wasn't good. She was very confident in her ability, and she was a very young learner. And I think, because like anatomy and development and, like with, for like a couple of months of vocal lessons, probably helped her a fair bit. But even when she tried to do it, for shows and stuff like that at our high school, I'm just like, no. And it wasn't because my ego was in the way. I was like, no, there's no way that I'd be able to sing in the range that she has. But I'm just like, she really thinks of herself as good? No, because there was a couple of other girls that could sing, and like it was like with their range, I was like, yeah, like this is how it is. Because sometimes hers was like a little wobbly, And I don't think she was as confident and as brave as she thought she was. That was on, like, when she was on stage. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to do this podcast. My God, I'm sick. So I'm going to go back here. There you go. That's about as low as I can get today. So Geoff. He's staring at me and he's like, "What are you doing?" Like, he's like, "You're supposed to be talking about me. You're not supposed to be talking about other people and yourself." I'm sorry. Anyway. So, yeah, my love for him started a long time ago. I've been obsessed since then. I have just been obsessed. And on a personal level, and this is past 20 minutes, but that's okay. He has inspired me in ways that I can't even describe. And he's even helped me discover who I am as a person, which category I kind of fall into in life. And, yeah, he's just kind of opened up a certain channel in my life that's like, be humble to people. You can be snarky at a fault, but also try to be nice about it. But also go for your passion. And, always, just always be yourself. And have fun with it, I think is, the main part of it. I think I might have to wrap this up here, but because I got distracted and I've been too sick to really think about anything. Oh my God, I'm burping again. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope this one was just as interesting as the last one. I apologize for my ill yeah, see, the words aren't even coming to me. My brain is so... Well, I've been catching up on sleep, too, and then I got up earlier than I probably should have. So, darn it, for people in my house being very, very loud. Yeah, so I'm catching up on sleep, trying to recover from sickness. I just hope that y'all enjoy this episode. I've tried my best. I'm going to try to edit this as best as I can. And I will continue talking about the rest of the guys. And maybe a little bit more on Geoff. This is still experimental, obviously. But I'm rambling. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. So thanks, you guys, for listening. Sorry that you had to listen to the insides of my nose today, because it's just, it's been a cold, and it's been a cough, and with the postnasal drip that's happening right now, it's like, every time I swallow, it's like, mucus, blah. Anyway, hope you all have a good weekend, have a good day, and I will see you around. Bye.